There's a really big problem with graffiti right now where a lot of these new kids do graffiti to get famous. Graffiti is not meant to get famous. It's to be good at graffiti and then you get famous. And it's just like anything. You get good at acting, you'll get famous. You get good at dancing, get famous. A lot of kids now just want to be like, I'm famous, I'm famous, I'm famous. Kids think because of followers and subscribers that they're famous. If you don't get paid by these hits or followers, you're worthless. A lot of people do graffiti for the wrong reasons. There's this weird thing in graffiti where no one believes you did it. And so when I tell people, oh yeah, the Toronto Yard did that, and they're like, no you didn't. And I'm like, okay, so I have to post pictures of me doing it. And then they're like, oh my God, you did it. And I'm like, yeah, my name's right there. Like, you know. I bring a street element to corporate environments and everybody really enjoys it. Interior designers think nowadays, everybody wants hand-drawn elements.
Hello, Canada, and welcome to POP TV. Thank you for joining us, coast to coast to coast. Today, we have a rockin' guest, the one, the only, and I'm about to bring him up. Get ready for it. Duro, you're in the house. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Bang!
All right. Am I live?
You're live.
Okay,
How's it
awesome.
going?
I'm fantastic. The weather's pretty crappy outside. I built 2 BMX bikes today, and I'm chilling.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, listen, we are so humbled to have you here on POP TikR. This is so cool.
Thanks.
Really excited to have you.
And you're very polite. You're very fun. So I had to be on.
You're awesome. So, I mean, everybody knows, you know, that's what it's all about. Listen, you know, Canada's dealing with a crisis. We're just trying to do our best, right? To highlight the best in Canadian art, Canadian designs, Canadian business. I'd love to. So listen, before we got onto this live interview, he was showing me some of the cool BMX bikes you got custom made. Can you just like show the audience what you have?
So this is my living room. So what I started doing, I started making vintage bikes 2 years ago. And then I got bored of making vintage bikes. So then I started customizing it. Like that one's called Miami Styler. This one's called Trans Am. This is Slimer.
That's so cool. That's from Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah, and now I'm doing custom graphics for them. It's Sonic. So it's like I'm kind of taking it to the next level because at the end of the day, if my art is not on something, I don't want to do it. That's Tiffany & Co.
That's so cool.
And I have way more. I mean, you can see here. I have about 20 up here, and I have another 20 downstairs.
So this is not even your commercial shop. This is your house, right?
This is my living room. This is my kitchen. Yeah, this one's
That's
called Pink
so
Cadillac.
wicked.
I just finished this one. A lot of them,
Nice.
they're either like 80s and 90s style, or they're like really feminine. This one's gonna be Saved by the Bell. I'm gonna call it Saved by the BMX.
Ah, cool.
This is Grape Kool-Aid.
Oh, nice.
And, basically, I want to do. I have more downstairs, but I'll show that later. Basically, I want to do what Orange County Choppers did with motorcycles, and then everybody kind of wanted a motorcycle which was custom themed. So I want to be the king of customizing vintage BMX bikes for anybody, really. I don't care who hires me. I don't care if it's a bar mitzvah. I don't care if it's a 50-year-old's birthday party. I'll do it. And I just want to make people happy and give them really cool vintage bikes, because BMX bikes are really boring nowadays.
Yeah.
They have the exact same frame, because freestyle pretty much died. And freestyle was the golden age of BMX, the 80s and 90s, where it was all about the tricks and flatland. And now it's all about killing yourself on like a stairwell. And, you know, and I'm just not about that. So I just want to bring the funk to people, you know?
That's so wicked. So it's cool because that's actually how I got to know you, was through an interview we did with Harvester Bikes with Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about his shop. And so, yeah, he's like, you got to talk to this guy. He's so awesome. We're really glad you connected.
When I walked into Anthony's shop, I told him, I go, you don't understand what you're doing. You're unleashing a psychopath. And back then I had one bike, a used bike that I bought off Kijiji, and now I'm at 46. So,
wow.
And I've already sold 2 of them. So now technically 48. And this is going to be like the rest of my life. It's pretty crazy. I didn't know how many people were into it. Like, I didn't know how many like midlife crisis guys like me were into it. I didn't know how many girls were into it. And then, you know, while I'm doing it, Stranger Things comes out, and then the movie It comes out. And it kind of like superseded everything. Everyone's like, I need a vintage bike. Now all these rappers. Do you know who Just Blaze is? He's a really famous producer. Yeah, so me and Just Blaze,
yeah.
we talk all the time. And he is down with Alicia Keys and what's his name? The fucking Swiss Beats. And so they're all into it. So now,
Oh, nice.
now I'm working with like international friends all
Good for
because we're
you.
all obsessed with vintage BMX bikes. It's crazy.
Hey, listen.
You got to come visit me and drive. I live right downtown. When I
Yeah.
go, people stop their cars, they run out, girls beg to take pictures on them. It's crazy. Like I get a crazy reaction every time I take one of my bikes out. It's pretty fun.
I can't wait. I'm definitely going to make a road trip out there. I love your stuff. I mean, I got to tell, listen, if you haven't checked out his Instagram, I'm not even like trying to do a plug-in. It's like authentic. You got to check him out. Your stuff is amazing. So I'm going to bring up a few other things actually. Okay, cool. So this was really rad. So this is a Toronto Blue Jays inspired Duro, designed hoodie. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I have many of them. I've done a Sonic one. I have a Pikachu one, a Toronto Slang, Scarborough Royalty. I have a Sonic the Hedgehog one. I just try to do stuff that nobody else is doing. And cut and sew, as that's known, it's really hard to do. And we just lost all of our factories 4 months ago. So now I have to outsource to Pakistan, and I'm got all these new machines. So now we're gonna bring it back. But yeah, it's tough to do. But that's why I do it.
Yeah.
He does it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's really nice because it's, I mean, and that's the thing, right? When, you have such unique, like you can't buy this stuff,
No.
mass produced. Like this is like custom. This is where you appreciate the artist, right? Because I mean, this is your talent. This is the art that you bring to the world. I mean, I'm so impressed. It's so nice.
I just really wanted to do stuff. I'm obsessed with letters. I mean, I can show you my iPad right here.
Yeah.
And hold on, how do you flip this? There we go. Let's see here. And basically, I just wanted to differentiate myself from everyone else. Like, here's a dance studio that I'm doing, and so it's all different types of dancing, like popping, China battle, hip hop,
Oh,
and then it's every single one of their names. And so this is kind of what I'm known for, is the guy who does these crazy collages, and they're really hard to do, and they're all hand drawn. Here's a burrito place I just designed.
oh yeah, I saw that up on your wall there on
Oh my
Insta.
god, it got over
That's so
10,000
wicked.
views. It was insane. And so this is the style that I'm bringing to walls and to clothing
Nice.
and to products. Here, I'll show you one
That's
more.
so cool.
Let me see here. Yeah, the iPad really changed my life. Here's a gym I designed. There we go.
Oh,
And so,
sweet.
yeah, it's kind of like
So
a
where
lot
is
of
this?
people's
Is
sport.
this up at a local gym?
This is actually in Scarborough. Um,
Oh, nice.
it's on my Instagram, but I'm going to post another picture of me standing next to it very soon. Here, I'll show you another one. I'll show you the crazy one that made everyone lose their minds. Actually, this is probably the craziest one. It's the history of video games, right? And
Oh,
so
wow.
it starts off with Donkey Kong. It starts off with arcade, and then it goes into PCs and parts, and then we got Nintendo Switch,
Yeah,
and
you
then we
got
got the
like my
Portable.
generation right there. You got
Yeah,
Sonic. Well, else
yeah,
you got Pac-Man? I was gonna say, do you got
yep,
Pac-Man on there?
yep.
That's
I got
awesome.
Pac-Man right. He's here
I
somewhere. He
found
is.
him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There
Yeah.
he is.
There's
Sweet.
a Princess, and then we got Laptop Culture, and then we got Pikachu,
Nice.
Frogger, everything. And so this one was printed out to be 60 feet by 12 feet. And then I have another one that's even bigger in the Scarborough Town Center, which is 65 feet by 35 feet. Here's Sonic. There we
Yeah,
go.
I used to
There's
play
Sonic.
Sonic back in the day. There
Yeah,
you
I love
go.
Sonic.
That's
And so
awesome.
and so basically I take all the clothing and drawing ideas, and then I convert them now into BMX bikes. And then I'm going to sell the BMX stickers so that you can make your own version of my bikes with my
That's
stickers.
so cool. So where
So
do they find you? So if somebody wants a custom, like you can do anything, right? Pretty much.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
So how do they connect with you? So if a viewer wants to get something custom.
90% of my work comes from Instagram. Probably more.
Okay.
Maybe not. It used to be Facebook a lot, but now
Yeah.
it's all Instagram, and I know how to use it properly. I know how to hashtag. I know how to promote. I study my analytics obsessively. I run ads. So I really take it quite seriously, whereas a lot of artists don't know how to manage themselves, or they don't know the first thing about promoting. And, the first thing I tell people is that you have to focus, right? And a lot of people don't
Yeah.
focus. They show their dog, they show their girlfriend, they show their parents, they show their trip. I'm like, nobody wants to see that. They just want to see your art. If you're a fitness person, they just want to see you flexing muscles and doing whatever. If you're a painter like me, they just want to see you painting. They don't want to see your personal life. Some people listen, some people don't. The people that don't really go anywhere. The people that do better. And I try to inspire as many people as possible to take your life seriously online, because people will
Yeah.
judge you immediately when they go on there, right? So
I think that's a really good point because like artists, I feel it's very difficult. A lot of them don't know how to commercialize, right? And how to make a career
most
and a living out of it, right? That's a big problem because honestly, I truly appreciate art because it brings so much to our cities. And it's sad. Like, it really hurts me to see that you have this amazing talent and they struggle to make a living out of it. So
Yeah, it's a left brain, right brain thing. So a lot of people are
yeah,
so busy making clients happy that they won't even bother to sit down and really talk about their accomplishments or show it properly. Or they straight up like put on a facade
yeah,
where they put up a website and they take all corporate pictures and they show like fake like office environments and they're like, oh, I'm worth this much because of my perception. And people will find out real fast if you're well or not. And so when you look at my Instagram, the first thing you're going to see is all my clients at the top. So when you see Google, DJ Tiesto, when you see General Motors, when you see her, it's like, okay, this guy's dealing with Fortune 500 companies. He's a certain level. Like I gotta see it and see how much. And so it's right off the bat, that I'm a professional, right? And so
right,
I don't know why a lot of people don't take themselves more seriously, but you should really just focus on whatever you want to do. Even if you're a comedian, all I want to see is stand
yeah,
up. If you're a
yeah.
model, all I want to see is modeling. If you're a musician, all I want to see is music. Just focus on your brand, and people will treat you accordingly, right? So,
Yeah, no,
uh,
that's really good advice.
but you are right. Most visual artists are terrible at promoting themselves. Terrible. And
Yeah,
all day I'm trying to help people, and some people listen, some people don't. Right? What can you do?
yeah.
You know?
No, but I mean, it's sad because honestly, like yeah, when I was checking out your page, I mean, it's amazing. I love the stuff that you bring to the world. Here's another art mural that you did. I mean, it's so vibrant, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Pop.
So that's in Barrie, and
Okay.
which is like an hour and a half north of me, and that is a nightclub called Alley Nightclub, and they actually based the entire nightclub based on my artwork. And so I did this other club, which was these lips called Liar Liar, and they didn't
Yeah.
mean to bite it, but they wanted me to do it, and I was like, well, I can do it, but I got to do it differently. And then they're like, use whatever colors you want, do whatever, and so I came up with the entire thing. That's not even like 1/5 of the whole mural. I did the bathrooms. I did so much of it, and it was a huge hit. And if you look closely, I have so
Yeah.
many words everywhere because I want girls to take pictures on different parts of the mural. I don't want just one focal point. So
Right.
if you look there, you see ghost him, which basically means like this guy's a stalker, ghost him, And I'm
Yeah.
always trying to make people laugh. Yeah, girls, messy. What do we got here? I don't even remember what I wrote on there because I'm always
And I'm
making it
like
up.
trying to look. I'm like, I can't see. My eyes are.
I,
But
lately, I've been lately I've been doing a lot of social media stupid shit. So I put TikTok and I'm not an influencer, blah blah blah. I'm always trying
yeah,
to make people laugh. That's my whole gimmick.
that's
If
awesome.
I can't make you laugh, I don't want to know you.
But
So
you know what? That's what I love about you because you're current. You kind of make, mockery of certain things,
yeah,
and it's subculture. And you know what? You would like have fun with it, right? That's what it's all about. And that's what's so attractive about the stuff you do.
yeah, I don't take myself very seriously, and I do an enormous amount of research on the client. So the client's colors, what demographic they're going after, and what's going to work online, and I develop a whole ad campaign for them, and people really gravitate towards it. So I'm very fortunate, but at the end of the day, I've been a hustler for 20 years, and I know how to talk to people, and I know how to give people everything, and even more than what they paid for, and it pays off. It paid off now. I mean, I was
Yeah,
month to month for 17 years until I totally
right.
changed my entire outlook. And I noticed that Instagram was invented and the whole selfie thing. So I kind of ran with it and took it to a whole other level. And now the corporate people have noticed. So I'm very fortunate to live in a city that has this much opportunity, really.
No, but even, I mean, that's another thing too. Everyone always thinks, oh, you became a sensation overnight, but it's
No,
17 years of
no.
hard back-breaking work that
I
you did,
started
probably, right?
I started doing graffiti in 1989 at 13. I sucked. I didn't get good till around 93. Around 95, I started getting worldwide attention with international interviews. I was published in a magazine. For the next 5 years, I absolutely destroyed it. And then by 2001, I was just like, this is boring. I've painted with the most famous guys from Germany, the most famous guys from New York, guys from LA. And I was just like, I'm done. It's over. I quit. I became a graphic designer. I became a photographer. I opened up a recording studio. And then nightclubs started dying. And then try making money on music. That's pretty much impossible. And
Yeah.
then 4 years ago, I went back to my old, my first career, and I took all the connections from nightclubs, and they all saw what I was doing, and then they all came back and hired me. So like putting up with 10 years of crap because I don't drink or do drugs, right? But I
Yeah.
needed money, so I
Awesome.
would go out and take photos of them and do flyers for them. It all came back and hired me, so it was kind of like I earned it. I earned all the connections because every other graffiti writer does not have the connections I do because most graffiti writers live a certain life of, let's say, thuggery, which is like a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugs, a lot of like acting a certain way. And I never partook in that. So I have different friends than most graffiti artists. If you
Well,
ever
that's
come here
tough
one day,
because,
you'll understand what I'm hinting at, you know? So
but that's tough. Like you said, I mean, there's a certain scene and expectations, and I mean, I mean, good for you for surviving all of that. But a lot of people break down, right?
they
So
do. They do. And this whole like keep it real bullshit, which doesn't really exist nowadays because every single graffiti writer now does stuff for huge corporations, especially all
yeah,
the guys in LA and all my friends in New York. Guys have been doing graffiti for longer than me since the early 80s and since the late 70s. The world has caught on. And when you see Gucci, Fendi, Prada, they're all doing graffiti, all of them.
yeah.
If you know that it has broken through and that it is modern art. So I'm very fortunate to be the Canadian guy to do the most work. You know.
That's amazing. So listen, I think we're around like the same generation. So who were you kicking back with in let's say early 2000? What are some of the names like music bands or music groups that you were kicking with?
Well, the first, like, I remember Run DMC. I remember Cool J. I loved all that shit. Slick Rick. And then I was
Yeah,
breakdancing, and then I got really into house music, and then techno. Pop music was never the biggest form of my life. It was all about the underground movement. So hip hop first, and then house music, and then later on electro and stuff like that. And then when I was doing nightclub photography, I met a lot of my heroes. I was hanging out with Justice, hung out with Deadmau5 many times, hung out with Richie Houghton, you name it. I've met pretty much every DJ. And but then I stopped making music because it was costing me so much money, and then I went back to this. So it's all about an underground subculture getting respect, and music is part of that. So music and art have always been together, right? So I'm kind of lucky to have been hired to do so many parties. I've lived a weird life so far, you know.
yeah. No, that's cool. When I was in high school, it was Belle Biv DeVoe. We
Yep,
had Naughty by Nature.
of course.
New Kids on the Block for the pop fans. It was the
New
first
Kids on
boy
the Block
band
were
in
the
that.
shit. Those guys were huge. Those guys were step by step. Ooh, baby, that shit was the
Gonna
bomb.
get
Like,
to you.
yeah, yeah. A lot of
That's
people
awesome.
now. It's like everybody thinks that pop music is corny, but I can honestly say that pop music in the early '90s was amazing. Like
Yeah,
it was very well written, fun music, which was very honest. And now, I'm an audio technician, so I listen to music very differently. Now music is so perfectly polished and perfectly EQ'd, and like a big example of that to me is Ariana Grande. So Ariana Grande is one of the most talented singers probably ever, ever.
yeah,
Like, she's insane, and her management just has her do crap all day long, and it hurts me. I'm like, wow, you're so talented, and you're just doing garbage to sell Sony products, right? And when I see that, I'm just like, even though stuff was corny in the 80s and 90s, at least the talent in the music was good. Whereas now you're just a product. That's all you are. You watch
yeah,
a Taylor Swift video, she's selling a product. You watch a Beyonce video, she's selling a product. Because these people don't want to pay for expensive music videos. So all the products you see, the iPhone, you see the Samsung, you see the latest Sony Vaio for Ariana, and then you realize she's on Sony Records. And that's what really bothers me about music nowadays, is that it's so intrinsically connected to the business. Whereas we grew up in an era where it wasn't.
right.
New Kids were just these 5 kids from Boston, and they all breakdanced and and it was awesome. You know, yeah, a lot of
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna agree there. I was not gonna lie, I was all into into Backstreet Boys back in the day.
Hey,
So.
Backstreet Boys made great music. They made
Hey
great
Jordan,
music.
what's up? That's my guy.
They Backstreet Boys made amazing music, and I think now that we're seeing this resurgence of '90s culture and early
Yeah,
2000s, where you see these like Vanilla Ice is touring with Salt and Pepper, and New Kids on the Block is touring with NSYNC, etc. People are realizing, yo, the music was really good 20 years ago.
yeah,
And but that's 2020, because in the early 2000s, when Napster came out, the music industry took a huge hit, huge. Okay, and they didn't know what to do. And then Arthur Fogel came in, took over Live Nation, and then he said, look, it's all about merchandising and concerts. And so concerts went from $100 to $300, and U2 was the first of that. That's why U2 is the biggest concert of all time. I think they made $352 million during their second tour, Zoo York or whatever, I don't know, pop tour. And after that, the music
yeah,
industry realized, oh my God, it's all about partnerships and merch. And so
Yeah.
that's why these new artists, you see these dumb products and you see them. And like it goes deeper because I've discovered so much about the music industry. It's like they don't even write their own songs. Like Rihanna doesn't write anything. Beyonce doesn't write anything. It's like, I'll tell you who writes music. Like Adele writes her own music. Taylor Swift writes her own music. I give her respect. Lord writes her own music. And a couple more. The rest of them, everything's written for them. And they're told
Yeah.
what to do and what to write. And it's just, and you know, this kind of ties into art because right now there's this new type of like, I can't even call it art. It's like crap. Where like you do like a celebrity portrait and you put a Jean-Michel Basquiat crown on it and you throw paint on it, kind of like that. And then you call it street art, but they've never done anything legal in their lives. And so there's this monetization which has happened of street art, which is really, oh my God, it drives me up the wall. And all these people think that they're street, but they've never done anything legal. And so what happened to the music industry happened to the art world too. And
Yeah.
most hits, they want to go viral. You won't go
Yeah.
viral if you're authentic. Look at you. Like you love interviewing people, right?
Yeah.
Then you're
For
gonna
me,
go viral.
I'm all about, for me, honestly, it's just, I always said to myself, I was going to be in business or like, you know, a full-time volunteer because I love helping out, honestly. And this is a perfect bridge between the two. So for me, what I'm trying to do is I love our country. I want to support, you know, like authentic brands, like you said, genuine brands that comes from the
Yes.
heart. And that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah.
And so because you're authentic, because you're not trying to do anything trendy, I don't see you doing the latest TikTok dance, right?
Yeah.
But I
I
see
know.
other people your age doing it, and it's just it's tacky and it's like cringeworthy, right? And so
Yeah.
I always try to gravitate to people. I don't care how many followers they have. I don't care how cool they are. If they're authentic, I'll do anything for them because once upon a time I didn't have many followers, and once upon a time I sucked at graffiti. So I always try to help people, and I always, you know, you can tell immediately on someone's media if they're authentic or not. So you know, I always I commend you because you have the passion and you love what you do,
Thank
so you're
you.
gonna win, right? But the narrative on TikTok, it's almost like making like if there was like a women's movement, it went backwards because the message is the hotter you are, the more views you get, right? And
Yeah.
there was like a talent factor, it went back because you see people they fall off a chair and they go viral. Like it's dumb shit, right?
Right.
I follow this one guy. He's like some 17-year-old kid, and he goes on the shore and he shows marine life. I love him. That's fucking awesome. He's showing shrimp, he's showing frogs, and he's explaining like these little like you know marine animals. And I'm like, this is awesome because
Yeah.
that's interesting, right? And so I wish
Right.
that more people would kind of find something fun and cool and whatever you're into, just show it. Somebody out there will like it, but you don't have to do these dances and these ridiculous challenges. So I just hope things start evening out because right now all the dumb shit is getting really not just promoted, celebrated.
Yeah. Celebrated. That's a
Yeah,
good word. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
people get celebrated that have actual skill than just doing trendy ass shit, the latest fucking TikTok dance or whatever the fuck, you know. So
Yeah.
sorry to sound negative, it just
No, it's true though. This is a big
drives me
issue,
up the wall.
right? We're just trying to project. Listen, if you're out there, be authentic. You know, like the fame, like
Yeah,
you said, I like that about what you said. Just be true to who you are, be authentic, have the confidence. You know, you don't have to wear this or dance that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, like the world will come to you.
I but now kids are all wireless and they're all like showing everything, and
Oh
it's
my
just like
God, we totally didn't have the internet. I remember when I'd come back from school, I grew up with two brothers, is like, you know, we put our school bags in the door, we grabbed our hockey sticks and we played hockey, street hockey, like
yeah.
until like, you know, our parents yelled at us, come in, it's supper, do your homework, right?
And you might get
So we did.
injured and you yeah, but you grew up in the real world, so did I, and we were the last generation to grow up without the internet. And you
Yeah,
have to understand that's why we're so good with social skills. But a
yeah.
lot of these kids, they'll say, I'm an influencer. And then you try to have a conversation with them, they won't look you in the eyes. They have no leadership quality. And I'm just like, oh, but I thought you were an influencer. It's like taking hot photos in a bathing suit doesn't make you an influencer. You know, it just doesn't because you don't influence anything except you being attractive. And then you just want free trips to Miami. I mean, I see it. I live in Toronto downtown. It's like the things I see you wouldn't even believe. And
Actually, and one other point too, talking about psychology, I was talking, I was at a seminar one time and there was a number of women from different industry fields. There was one who was a psychologist and she was actually talking about the danger and the studies because this is what she does full time. So she said, you know, when mothers have their babies, you know, when they're breastfeeding, they're on their phones, they're not even making contact with the
that's
newborn. And she said, you have no idea the
that's true.
effect, like that's part of the bonding process. And she goes, those children, those newborns are growing up with huge like issues right off the bat because something as simple as like somebody might not, and this is where it's really scary because people don't know this. People don't know. Like, she's a psychologist, so she knows. But this information isn't going into the mainstream, so people can, you know.
Yeah, because Kanye is running for president, and Kim is pissed at Kanye, and what other dumb shit's going on right now?
Oh my God!
Trump tweeted some shit. And
Listen, let's talk about, yeah. So let's cancel 2020. I love this shirt, by the way.
Yeah, that's my friend Danny. I love her.
Dude, you were just talking about like Trump's happening, Kanye's running for president. I'm like, you know what? Let's perfect segue. I love this shirt. It like pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I got the idea because someone wrote, "Oh, 2020 is canceled." And I'm like, well, let me visualize that. That's my second best-selling shirt. My best-selling shirt is Scarborough Royalty. I've sold over 400 of them, and that's my second best-selling shirt.
Actually, I have that too. I love it. So, are you from Scarborough? Are you repping Scarborough?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, and honestly, in the last year and a half, since I've been really like, I mean, everyone always knew I was from Scarborough, but I've lived downtown for 20 years. I did Nuit Blanche, and I basically did that mural that you see right there. It was 40 feet by 40 feet on the Civic Center, which is our government building. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. Like nobody could believe that it was like straight up graffiti. And so I've leveraged that into merch, and it exploded. And like what a contrast. You know, I think for the first time in history, people are really, really, really seeing how different Canadian society is than American society. And it's drastically different. And now you're actually seeing Americans really want to move to Canada. And after Trump, I actually met Americans that moved here. They're like, screw that, I'm living here. So it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad for Americans because I have a lot of American friends, but it's pretty humbling for Canada to show how good we have been dealing with it, right?
For sure. I mean, I love this country, and you know, you appreciate it so much more. I mean, it sucks to say, but in a time of crisis, I think everybody, I mean, just appreciates it much more. And speaking of that, when it comes to, you know, again, like what we're all about is supporting local, supporting Canada. Any shout outs for you of any of your favorite like places that you hang out at, you know, food wise and all?
I mean, oh wow, food. I mean, my roti place, because I painted them, and they've opened up 10 locations after me, so they all hold me in high regard. You know, all of Spadina Street, people. I mean, Anthony from Harvester. I mean, that's like one of my best friends. And then there's another guy called Clayton from a place on Backpedaling, and then there's another guy, Sam from Sam's BMX. So I'm friends with all of them.
Yeah.
And everybody at the Scarborough Town Center, Lisa. You know, I deal with a lot of powerful people, and most of them are women, oddly enough, believe it or not. And a big key to success, you know, this is something that a lot of people don't talk about. A big key to success for any artist, visual artist, is to get in good with all the people that run the agencies. It's mostly women. And my manager's a woman, Lisa's a woman, and my assistant's a woman. And because I have such a good relationship with the opposite sex, it's really led to a lot of my a lot of opportunities in like office buildings and stuff that other graffiti artists never would have had because they're not as inclusive. And so I always want to give a shout out to all the women in my life because they always have my back, and they always, you know, sense my passion and my insanity to do all this shit. So a big shout out to all of them for sure too, you know?
Awesome. I appreciate that. No, listen, it's it's heartbreaking. You know, every time I open up the news, I just see, I don't know, restaurants going down, shops going down. It's really, really sad.
I mean, if you were month to month, you got screwed. I mean, you know, and if you had some savings, you might have powered through. I'm friends with a lot of gyms because I painted a lot of them, and none of them have shut. Well, one shut down across the street, but they rebranded. Whereas the other ones, I guess they were living off of savings, and now they're all back, and I'm really happy for them because they really got it the worst. Like music venues and like nightclubs and gyms got it the worst because a lot of restaurants still did doing takeout, right?
Right.
But it's pretty crazy the stuff we've seen this year so far, and now aliens have been admitted. So who knows what the rest of 2020 is going to hold, right? So
what, aliens? I missed that.
Yeah, the Pentagon finally last week admitted that aliens are real and that they have a UFO in their possession. So
what?
Yeah. You didn't see, well, yeah. See,
I missed that.
No one cares because Kanye is crazy and fucking, you know. So yeah, no, that happened. The Pentagon.
Oh my God, I'll have to look that up. What the heck? 2020, cancel it now. I mean,
the aliens are coming now. Now it's a whole new.
Listen, I'm just happy. I keep like candy jar. Oh, this one's almost empty. I gotta fill it up. It's so sad. I only have 2 left or 3, but I like to keep my desserts, you know, just in case the world, you know, shuts down. I'm going down with a sugar shot. So.
Well, the aliens are here. So
actually, then the next step with the POP TikR movement is a technical app. that we're looking to then again connect and bridge Canadian business with Canadians and to really help stimulate and get, you know, the economy going. So that's really important to me. Any like advice or any, I don't know, support message that you have for Canadian businesses that are feeling the pinch?
You tell everyone, just like take care of everyone, you know, try to give people deals wherever you can. I've done a lot of charity work. I'm going to do more charity work for the Scarborough Town Center to raise money for people that have been affected by COVID.
Awesome.
And I'm going to be involved in some Caravana stuff this year, even though Caravana's not happening. There's a bunch of other events. And so, you know, just care about people and do a good job, because it will get noticed, especially in this transparent society. Don't treat people like they're just like a whatever client. That'll shut you down real fast.
Yeah, like I truly love what I do, and you know, like I put my heart and soul into what I do, and that's what it is. And for me, it's about, you know, giving back and just spotlighting some amazing brands, and hopefully get, you know, Canadians to like say, like look into these brands and say, wow, like they're really cool. I want to support them, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, how you are is going to get like I have a saying. It's like whatever you project gets viewed, and
Yeah.
it's like the smallest thing you do for someone could mean the world to them, right? And so your success is the culmination of a lot of little things. It's not based on one project. It's based on you making lots of people happy, right? And
Right.
I just wish a lot of people would understand that, because it's like everyone thinks, oh, I just need this one opportunity. I just need to impress this one person. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It'll be the random person that you impress that actually does more for you than that one famous person, you know? And I've seen that. I got flown to Las Vegas and I did murals for DJ Tiesto. He's the biggest DJ in the entire world, 7 million followers, you know, the king of dance music for 30 years. You know what it did for me? Nothing. Nothing. Probably
Yeah.
got me like 4 followers, little girls that like Tiesto. And I painted at the MGM and all this stuff. But then I if you just noticed my latest post, I did something for Burrito Banditos.
Yeah.
I did something for them. It's their first location, right? And they're Punjab, by the way, too. So there's a little shout out. And
There you go.
I posted that. I got 2 massive jobs out of it an hour later. So it's
Wow.
like, it's not, life is not what you think it is. It's not about making that one celebrity happy. It's about making everyone happy. And one of them will be gold. So I
Right.
wish more people would understand that instead of kissing so much celebrity ass. You
Yeah.
know, that
No,
that's
that's
that's a
great
very
advice.
important thing. I don't know if people will believe me or not, but that's the truth. Because when everyone's like, "How did you get this job?" It'll be like, "I was nice to this girl, and she got a job at this company, and then they hired me." It's never like I did Adidas and then Nike. No, no, it was like this one person back here taking pictures of her at a nightclub in 2005, and then
Right.
you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
there's a hierarchy of kindness that is real, and if you don't follow that, no one's going to want to help you. They're going to want to hire someone else because you weren't nice to them back in 2006. Like, they'll remember that shit, you know?
I remember that. It's good karma. I feel the
Yeah.
same way too, you know? Like be nice. Like it's not that hard for you. I don't know why it's so hard for some people to be kind. I don't
Well,
know. I don't operate that way.
I think some people, they think they're entitled. I think some people, they're delusional. I think some people are not surrounded by the right people. I think it's different depending on who you are. Maybe some people weren't given enough hugs as a kid. I don't know. But
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I don't take anything for granted. Like, I wake up every morning, I look around, I'm like, wow, I have a house downtown. I'm healthy. All my friends and family are healthy. Life is good. Like, I don't give a shit about anything else. Now all I got to do is pay rent and, you know, make people happy. And if you don't wake up every day and kind of look around and realize you're lucky to be alive and lucky to
Yeah,
be living in this country right now, that you're
right.
not going to go anywhere with that sour attitude, because people are going to be like, "Nah, I don't really like that person, guy or girl." I'm like, they're like, "Oh, Duro's hilarious. He's so fun. He doesn't even drink or do drugs. He's crazy. He's the life of the party. But he's like sober. It's you got to meet this guy, you know." And he has 46 BMX bikes in a recording studio, and he's famous for the, you know. It's like there's a lot to me, and so there's a
Yeah.
lot to cling on to, right? It's not. I'm not just one thing. I'm just a guy who gives. That's all I do want to do is give. When people visit me, I'm like, let's go for a bike ride. Let's go. I don't care. I don't care if it's the most expensive bike. Let's go. I don't give a shit, because I
Yeah.
want them to experience riding these fun bikes, and then they have a great time, and then they're like, oh, this person needs a bike. So it kind of leads to more love and more business and more appreciation. But it's because I'm authentic with it. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to have fun. And when I do these jobs, I'm having fun. You know, for Adidas, for General Motors, for Google, it's like I'm like, oh my God, how many people are we going to make happy for this? It's not a paycheck at the end of the day. It's a
Yeah.
storytelling, and I'm trying to be a director of stories, whether if it's with paint or with a bike or with whatever, with photography. Tell a story, and people will read it or see it, and there you go. You'll be successful. That's all I can
I
really
love
say.
it. We have so much in common. Everything that you're just talking about, I feel the same way about. I think that's probably why I really appreciate that you connected with me. I mean, I'm very
For sure.
humble. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Yeah, with that, that's great advice. Thank you so much, Duro, coming on POP TikR. Appreciate it. So that's it, Canada. I hope you had fun, and check him out. You got to check out his Instagram. Again, I'm not even plug. It's an authentic plug. I mean, his
Yes.
stuff is amazing. It is. It's an authentic plug for real. So have a good night, everybody. Yeah, there you go.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy. See that? I'm a psychopath, you know?
And yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a custom bike, I mean, I can't believe, like, I mean, it's amazing stuff that you do. So they can just shout out, I guess, send you a DM.
Yeah, hold on. I'll show you. Let me show you downstairs. You want to see the real shit? Hold on.
Oh, you got more.
Yeah, I
Look
got.
at that.
Well, I got 46. There's only about 20 up here, but
Oh, wow.
see
I
here.
see some nice stuff down there.
Yeah, see. So there's spare parts. Oh, here's my.
Wow.
You want to see my recording studio?
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool.
Here's recording studio. So I've turned this into a podcast studio now, so people can come in here and podcast.
Oh, nice.
You know, and then here's more. That's Bumblebee. That's Flying Banana.
Hey,
That's
Bumblebee
Big
from
Adventure.
the Transformers?
Yeah, each
Oh,
bike has a
sweet.
theme, right? And then I got more. Then I got more. It just doesn't end. You know.
That's so awesome.
I've taken over my entire house. Like it's all chains here. These here, just to show you. Here, let me tell you something about BMX.
Yeah.
So this is NOS. NOS means never opened. Okay, this is around 87. So these used to cost 150. These are going for 400 right now on eBay.
Oh,
American.
wow.
Just to tell you how much the prices have shut up.
Wow.
These are GT authentic version 2 fork standers. I used to get these for 150. Now they're selling for 300.
So why are they so expensive? Is it because of the supply chain issue, or?
Because they're authentic, because they're rare, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, these can go for about 300. And you know,
Wow.
I discovered something interesting. I discovered that scarcity plus quality equals profits. And so the more rare something is, the more people will fiend for it and pay you obscene prices for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I've like learned about the psychology of sales by doing BMX bikes. As odd as that sounds.
Yeah, no, so that's like vintage components, I guess,
Yeah.
right? That's what you're
Yeah.
showing me. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
top of
really
the
cool.
top. Yeah, like here, hold on. I'll show you one more. So on the Tiffany's bike, so you see this right here?
Yeah.
So that's called a frame extender, okay? These used to sell for $29 in the late 80s, all right? I
Yeah.
got this for $275 American. Now they sell for 1,000.
No way. 1,000.
$1,000 American.
Oh my
So
God.
since
Wow.
since COVID, all these midlife Chrysler guys like me who are all at home bored in their 40s or 50s, they're like, I want to build my bike when I was 10, and then they go online and then they just start price bidding and everything's doubled or tripled. It's insane. It's pretty insane.
Ah, that's insane. I mean, it's funny. Yeah, we're talking to Ant about some of the stuff that he was like the custom pieces, and he was talking about that too. So there's a bit of, I mean, well, those are vintage components, but the supply chains are all messed up too
Yeah.
with Corona. So that's driven up the prices.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these. I mean, hold on. I mean, I had to get these used, right? So these are primo, right? And I paid like 120, but
Yeah.
like they're like 160 new, but you can't get them. So now they're going for 400 online. Just
Hey, what kind of chips are those? I love chips.
what kind of what? Sorry.
I saw a bag of chips. I love chips. I was like, ooh, what kind of flavor are those? I just picked up.
These are salt and pepper. No, wait, salt and vinegar.
Oh, salt and vinegar. I just picked up a jalapeno cheddar yesterday.
Isn't Lay's Canadian?
You know what? I should know. I don't even know actually.
I think they are.
Are they Canadian?
I don't think they have Lay's in the States. Yeah.
I went actually. I love chips. When I was doing a road trip out to PEI, I stopped off. There's a chip company. Oh shoot, I don't want to get it wrong now.
Dutch?
Was it New Brunswick? The Covered Bridge. It's a really small. You see them now at some of the grocery stores, but they're Canadian. I went to their chip factory.
I know there's Old Dutch. I know there's Miss Vicky's chips, and I know there's Lay's. So there might be other ones that I don't know about.
I like it all. I love Miss
Yeah.
Vicky's, the extra crunch. It depends on like what mood I'm in. We can go on a whole other like show
Chips
about
are
chips.
old school. Chips are the shit. I mean, the 80s is when they got the Cheetos were invented, and then
Humpty Dump.
Doritos were invented. So
Yeah,
that's the good shit. I should do a Doritos BMX bike one day. That'd be pretty badass.
that would be badass. It comes with a bag of chips.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they all come with something. I mean, look, like Sonic comes with Sonic. Like there he is.
That's so cool.
And then,
Hey, Sonic.
here, hold on.
It is so weird. I am really interesting. I rush faster than anybody.
Yeah. And then I'm
Sucks.
building a Super Mario bike, and then he's gonna fight Sonic. And then I want to get Nintendo to pay me to rent the bikes for their conventions.
Oh, awesome.
So you always got to think ahead. There always has to be an ulterior motive. You can't just do something for fun. You have to do something that's fun and then eventually pays, and you could have leverage on it. That's kind of how I look at life. It's like do a piece of art, but then see how far you could take it. Right.
Right.
That's the key. You know.
No, that's awesome. I think that's, listen, I really appreciate the time, and that's really good advice for anyone who's looking to start up. And yeah, so across Canada, if they're looking to check you out, follow you at Duro the Third.
Yeah.
And thanks so much, Duro. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a great night. Take
See you soon.
care.
All right.
Cheers.
Later, bye.
Bye.